All right, this video, seems like it's going to be an intense one. So, past life trauma. Um, it's a big topic. It's been coming up for me a lot lately, and especially yesterday. So I guess it's time to talk about it. So you know how I talked about how it can be difficult to discern between the ego and intuitive guidance at a certain point? Well, you'll figure that out, and then later you'll have this experience where past life information starts coming up. It can be pretty hard to discern between that and the current moment or what's happening in the future. It can be visions that you have that are actually from the past and not something that's about to happen. Or it can be feelings like traumatic kind of fear, judgment, these kind of feelings that originate from past lives as well. And I think this can be really difficult for people on both sides of an issue. So essentially, there are no bad people. There are no bad people. There are people that have experienced trauma either in this life or a previous life or many previous lives, and they're hurt. And hurt people. And that's what's goes on in this reality. There's thousands and thousands of years of trauma, all kinds of trauma that we carry around. It seems as though, from what I can tell, that in the past, we all experienced both genders, all kinds of different races and ethnicities and religious beliefs and sexualities. We've all experienced all of that. We were all the different animals at one point, all kinds of different plants and different rocks, different minerals. We were all kinds of different human beings as well. Maybe we each weren't every single thing, but a lot of it. I think we've experienced a lot of it as individuals. So the example that came to me was someone that is very homophobic in this life. Now, if they were just judgmental about people being gay, you could see how that could come from a current life, easily from, church indoctrination, organized religion, having an opinion in them, getting that story in them, which also isn't true, right? They were fed that as a child, probably, and just haven't had the awareness to look at it, which can be challenging. But let's say they're homophobic. They have a real fear of gayness, a fear of it. That probably doesn't come from the current life. That's fear is a much more deep-seated, traumatic, trauma-based reaction. And so here's the challenging part for people on both sides. For anyone that's gay and is looking at that person, it requires a lot of compassion instead of judgment of them, which is easy to do. And for them themselves, that would be a really challenging place, or what I'm about to say would be really challenging. So what probably happened for people that are homophobic in this life is that they were gay in a previous life and persecuted or killed for it. And so there is an immense fear about that because of what happened before. It's just like someone that was, like, I know that I was, and that might happen to me too. That's why it comes up a little bit. Not that I'm homophobic, but I have some personal judgment myself about the idea of being bi-curious. So I feel like I don't think it relates to this life, doesn't feel like it does, but a past life, something happened there. There's something there where something bad must have happened to me. And the reason it feels very similar to, I've had this trepidation or fear about being a leader and speaking the truth, which I've gotten through, obviously. But I think that, yeah, I was persecuted and killed before for talking about these kind of concepts and trying to bring this information to the world at a time when it wasn't ready for it. So that I understand that. So if you put yourself in the shoes of this person that has homophobia, and they have to be able to imagine themselves as being gay in a previous life, that's going to be a difficult thing to do. It's going to be really hard. We have to have, it's so much compassion for all these people that are suffering from these traumas. And I know that that's going to trigger the hell out of some other people, have compassion for these people that they think are just awful, right? But they're hurt. All the people that we think are awful, that we judge, are hurt. They're hurt in this life for others, and they're carrying that with them, and that's what's going on. That's what's happening. And there is a process to release those pains and to let go of the fear and all the stuff. It's really the fear. The fear is the I don't want to say the enemy, because it's not really, there's no enemy. They're just things to love and to heal. So I don't know how to clearly discern between past life and present stuff yet. That's still a process I'm working through myself. But it's a thing. So the best advice I have right now for myself and everybody is just be so compassionate with yourself and with others about what you're feeling. Especially if you meet somebody and you feel a visceral issue with them immediately, it's probably not from this life, because you just met them, but you knew them before. Something happened between you guys that was kind of traumatic, and you're remembering it. So this stuff's going to be coming up more and more now as we move through this awakening and ascension, if you will. So be compassionate with yourself and others. We'll all get through it together.